Just a heads up, Dan just ran off to
Good evening and welcome into American Heartland Ice Arena in beautiful Lincolnwood, Illinois. It might be cold in a winter wonderland outside, but that doesn't mean we can't have some fun inside. My name's Andy Diedrich alongside Andrew Rubin. We're going to hear from our man on the ice, Chris Dubiel, in just a little bit. It's the Loyola Academy Ramblers against the Stevenson Patriots in our SHL Game of the Week, brought to you right here on SHL Network. Mr. Rubin, how are you today? How you feeling? Got some great hockey in front of us.
I'm doing great, Mr. Dietrich. I'm very glad to be back here on the SHL Network. As you mentioned, we are here at beautiful American Heartland Ice Arena between two original SHL teams in the Stevenson Patriots and the Loyola Ramblers. Both teams coming in on the back-to-back. Loyola played against St. Ignatius and Stevenson taking on Glenbrook North yesterday. I'm very excited for this one. Stevenson may not have gotten out to the ideal start, but they've really started to pick things up lately, and this Loyola Gold team is just as dangerous as any team in the state of Illinois right now.
We'll go ahead and set the scene, starting with the visiting team, the Stevenson Patriots. This is their green team. They currently sit ninth place in the SHL with a record of 3 wins, 16 losses. Some stats, 32 goals for, 75 against, so they're minus 43 in the goal differential. Kind of a tough season for them. They're finding some positive momentum. Difficult year for the Patriots when you have your top 3 leading scorers from last year graduate a season ago.
Yeah, you mentioned losing their starters, their leading scorers from the year before, and the league is also just so tough this year. There's not a single day off that you can have.
And so with talking about the Stevenson Patriots, that is, we're going to kick it down to our man in the ice, Chris Dubiel, standing by with head coach Dan Wood.
All right, we're with Dan Wood. Second of a back-to-back. You're in a really tough road environment against Loyola. What do you say to your team to get them prepared for today?
Well, we have to keep it simple. You have to be ready for their speed. One of the quickest teams in the state that's on a bit of a hot streak. You know, they've got a lot of big wins, did really well in the tournament. So want to try and keep it simple and pressure as much as you can and get pucks to the net.
Tough battle against GBN last night. Is there anything you take from that game and try to apply it to today?
I thought we played great yesterday. We played great for 47 minutes. They outplayed us for 4 and scored 3 goals. So, you know, in our league, you can't take any shifts off. So just, again, more and more of that consistency. I thought we've been playing well. We just had some bad butt luck. So hopefully if we're getting some luck here and some good shifts consistently, we'll be going and be able to compete in this game.
Thanks, Dan. Good luck today.
Thanks so much, Chris. And Coach Wood and his Patriots certainly have a tall task when it comes to taking down the home team today, the Loyola Academy Ramblers. This is their gold team, standing at 9 wins, 5 losses in the Scholastic Hockey League. Good enough for 6th place. They're led by their 5th-year head coach, Scott Serralo. They've found some success early on this season. They have won 4 out of their last 5. Like I said, 6th in the SHL. They've previously been featured on this SHL Game of the Week. Fell the new trier that time, but with all the talent in this league, got to be happy if you're head coach Scott Serralo where your Ramblers are standing right now.
Yes, and you mentioned they might not be at the top of the league in terms of points, but they have the most amount of points available. So if they were to win every single game, Loyola, they would finish as the first place team in the league right now, which I think speaks to their overall talent as a league. I think it's just their lack of games for why they are where they're at in the standings. You mentioned that they played New Trier earlier. That was in the SHL Game of the Week of the Thanksgiving tournament. That is Loyola's own tournament that they advanced to the final in. Now, they played great in that tournament overall. Once you get to that last game, especially at this time of the year where hockey really starts to pick up, you get some guys getting sick, you get some guys getting injured, you're playing a lot of games in a short amount of time. That last game is really just a war of attrition. We see that right now as well. Loyola's got a couple guys injured and sick. Stevenson got a couple guys injured and sick right now. A lot of teams trying to fit some games in right before the new year starts.
2 battered teams coming in off of a back-to-back. It was yesterday that both of these teams found themselves in SHL play. Loyola took down the St. Ignatius Wolfpack team by a score of 2-0, while Stevenson, as close as they came, 2 goals from Dylan Tomaszewski was not enough, but Glenbrook North netted 3 in the third to steal the 4-2 victory. So both of these teams, some hard-fought physical games last night. How much is that going to affect what we think we see out here on the ice with 2 teams that want to be relentless with their pressure and their speed?
It's obviously never easy to play in a back-to-back, especially in a league like the SHL. You mentioned it. Both these teams are already shorthanded, as is missing guys. Factor in the back-to-back. It's real important to get off to a good start in this game. You want to have your team buzzing as quick as possible. Try to get that energy up. Build that energy from within because you know it's going to be hard to find it from the exterior. elements. Also, we heard Coach Dan Wood talk about how he was happy with the way his team played, except for those 4 minutes. So see if they can build on that in this one.
Another thing to note, both backup goalies will be starting this one for these teams. Charlie Niego for the Ramblers, Ethan Weiner for the Patriots. We're off and running from American Heartland Ice Arena, folks. Loyola will start with the puck.
Just to add on with what you guys are saying about a fast start, 48% of the teams that score first in the SHL are winning. So that first goal is going to be huge, especially for Stevenson, the road team.
I see that here as Dylan Noster. Looks like his neck guard is starting to come off a little bit in this first shift already.
Things are flying, speed's going, and all that matters is we're off and running. We talk about fast starts. The Ramblers certainly are a fan of that for themselves. 7-2 when scoring first this season in league play as they get a shot on goal there, and they're undefeated when leading after the first period.
Yeah, real good chance there for Pierce Daverman. Good save from Ethan Weiner, his first shot of the game. Excuse me, Ethan Weiner.
Their shot attempt falls, but momentarily kept in for Loyola. You mentioned Pierce Daverman, one of the 2 goal scorers for the Loyola Academy Ramblers last night. One of the names to watch, as well as Luke Rado, who also netted one in the net. And right now we will cut back to Radel. Right side, shoots, save, brought down in the crease. Let's see. Loyola definitely controlling time on attack to start. In the slot.
Looks like that shot went off the post. Great start here for Loyola Urion.
Yeah, winning the shots on goal battle is vital when it comes to, I think, any level of the sport, but especially this one. So we will kick back to the action. Stevenson with their first chance. Vysotsky will dump it in. We're going to get a couple substitutions for the Patriots.
I believe Stevenson 3-1 when they outshoot their opponents, but I think 0-15 when they get outshot.
An important distinction to make, and we'll have to monitor that as it goes on. Loyola gets it in the zone. McCauley's there. But defense coming quick from Varshavsky. Wants to get it up ahead to his teammates. New dumps it off. First shot for Niego. Saved easily with the glove. Clock stops. About 2 minutes gone here in the first period.
Both goalies have now been tested as Charlie Niego picks up his first save in this one. Niego on the year has a 3-0-1 record with a 2.44 goals against and 8.89 save percentage. Ethan Weiner, on the other hand, is 2-4 with a 3.17 goals against average and a 9.02 save percentage.
Right on cue. Second save of the night for Niego. Makes it look easy. Quite a big pair of shoes to fill, filling in for Charlie Trapp, one of the best goalies, not just in the league, but maybe the state of Illinois.
Yeah, and Charlie Trapp, we know as a freshman he started for this Loyola Gold team, and he has been their rock for the most recent years. Coming into this year, highly anticipated as potentially the best goalie in the state of Illinois. Definitely a name to be looking for on all SHL, all state type of teams. Same win again for Stevenson on this faceoff, looking to get a shot off again there.
At that time, Tyler Olson won the faceoff against Gall of the Ramblers. Stevenson finally with some significant time on attack. Wu had it in the corner, still has it. Looking for a lane to pass. Shoots and scores! Tyler Olson! Patriots on the board early. We were talking about playing fast. Can't play much faster than that, partner.
You're absolutely right. And what a shot from Tyler Olson as he comes off and rips this one. Short side high, as you see it right there on the replay. There was some under the net play with him and Wu on that cycle and the forecheck off of the faceoff. And Olson has got a little bit of space, and that's all he needed to rip it over the glove of Charlie Niego.
There was all kinds of traffic in front, too. Had a great look at it. There was just a small window to shoot through, and Olson found it. Not sure how good of a look Niego had at that puck.
Yeah, and Chris, you mentioned you were right in line of where that shot was. You got the perfect view of it down there at ice level.
So a bit of a surprising start here in Lincolnwood. Loyola on their home ice have gotten punched in the face to start this one. Not really the only way you could put it. They still lead the shots on goal battle, but right now, 1-0 in favor of the Patriots.
Could have been an interference there, not going to get a call.
Going to see how the Ramblers respond. They are led by a myriad of returning players and newcomers. Pushing it back in his own. Berghoff, Pirano now has it right side. He'll shoot, save. Good job by Ethan Weiner, one of the first few tests he's had. He's answered the call.
As you mentioned, he's been up to the task. It was early pressure by Loyola that he was able to keep this game scoreless at the time.
Puck near the crease, bouncing around, pounces on it, still loose. Finally, the whistle's blown. Maybe some pushing and shoving after, but incredible awareness there by Ethan Weiner. That could have turned bad real quickly for the Patriots.
Yeah, it looked like Weiner had that puck covered up, but Anthony Donato was still hacking away, and the whistle had not blown yet, so you can't blame him at all as he's trying to get a greasy goal there to knot things up for the Ramblers.
He definitely had it covered. I don't think the officials had a great angle, which the funny part is when you lose sight of the puck is when you blow the play dead. They actually let him play a little bit.
That's what it looked like from up here, Chris, but you had the better angle than us up here.
Another Loyola shot saved by Weiner. Stevenson will push it in, and they'll keep the same group on the ice. Far side outshern. Puck flying through the center again. Stevenson talks about trying to give themselves better looks. Dan Wood said his team doesn't want to play from the outside. Get into that house area, the slot, whatever you want to call it. It's not just about quantity looks. You need some good quality ones as well.
Looks like this puck might go for an icing. So we see another Stevenson player with a neck guard kind of dangling. This time it's O'Shorn.
That's SHL hockey right there. It's gritty, physical. Talk about toughness, playing without a neck guard. What can you say about SHL hockey that I guess we haven't already said about how great of a product it is?
I know a lot of the guys, at least when I played, they disliked wearing that neck guard. They thought it was uncomfortable. So maybe it's a little bit of just, trying to shed the extra equipment as well.
4 minutes gone here in the first. The lone goal coming from Stevenson's own Tyler Olson. Looking for number 2. D'Alessandro shoots up and over the net of Diego.
D'Alessandro with some real good moves there. Looks like his stick got hit just as he went to release the shot, but another good rush for the Patriots.
Ramblers trying to answer here. Shots high. Solid look, though. That was Jaden Kimbrough on the far side.
I just want to highlight that was a great stick from Lucas New that got the stick of Blazejowski before he let go of that shot on the 2-on-1.
Indeed, it was Blazejowski threatening again, trying to poke it away, but easily frozen by Ethan Weiner. And Blazejowski's a guy you have to watch out for. Big 77 for the Ramblers. 7 goals, 5 assists, for good enough for 12 points. He's the leading scorer for the Ramblers this season.
And we just saw him again. Looked like Weiner had that puck covered up.
Yeah, there's a little
Blazejowski got
barking
another
from the
hack.
Stevenson bench, like, hey, he had it. They were not happy on the visitors' bench.
Can be highly anticipated. Obviously, you want to protect your goalie, but you don't want to give up an opportunity on that because the official blows the whistle a little bit late, letting the play to continue on.
Dine collects the puck after the faceoff around the net. Stevenson, good job getting this puck out, I guess out of harm's way when it comes to this potent and prolific Ramblers offense. Loyola leading the shots on goal battle 6-3. This time it's collected on the far side by Lachnicki. Stevenson showing forecheck pressure, but it's no match so far. Gable, one of the captains of this Rambler team.
Looks like that should have been a hand pass, I believe, on Stevenson.
Peter Lachnicki finds some solid defense. Lachnicki, another name to watch out for. 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points, 30 penalty minutes on the year. So not just an offensive player, but he's going to enforce and be solid on the defense. Diego had a step in front of that one. A one-timer fired in near the blue line. Line change has to get in quickly for Stevenson, and they do.
We got a couple guys on Loyola with over 30 and more over 20 penalty minutes already, as they're a physical team here in the SHL. They play with a little bit of an edge, and sometimes it works to your advantage, sometimes to your disadvantage, but it's definitely in the minds of all the players on Stevenson.
Can't shy away from contact, and they certainly haven't as they still find themselves in this 1-0 lead.
Yeah, for a lot of hockey players, you need that physical play. You need to play with that little bit of nastiness, that mean edge to kind of get you focused, get you locked in, and have you performing your best. As long as you're going to manage those emotions, that can be really good for your game.
Loyola with another chance here. Gordon near the faceoff circle. Pirano, one-timer into the chest. Save. Loyola collects the rebound. Top of the slot, some more shots going near the goal. Loyola keeping the foot on the gas pedal. Stevenson defense holding strong, and they find themselves on a breakaway chance. Olsen, our goal scorer, navigates the falling defenders, shoots, deflection, successful. Loyola collects off the rebound.
Loyola wanted interference there as a couple bodies went sliding by, opening that lane for Olsen.
Yeah, I think on that play, you had both players kind of lock up their skates. They weren't even looking at each other. So probably a good no call on some incidental contact, I should say.
I would agree. It looked like neither guy really initiated that contact, and I don't think really either guy wanted to go down as it was a rush. One guy was going hard to the net, and the other guy was trying to chase him down.
Olsen and Outshore the ones with the puck most of the time for the Patriots, and they found success so far, getting closer in that shots on goal battle. Outshore's another name for the Patriots to watch for as that puck hits the ceiling here at American Heartland Ice Arena. You wonder how high they make the ceilings. Seems like no matter how high you make them, someone's going to find a way to get a puck up there.
Yeah, in the SHL, we have some low ceilings. Oddly enough, Stevenson might play at the lowest ceilings in the SHL at Twin Rinks Ice Pavilion. But we got low ceilings as well here at the American Heartland Ice Arena. I believe Centennial of Wilmette and Addison Ice Arena have some high ceilings. There's a shot on goal, as well as Fifth Third as well has some high ceilings as well.
Ethan Weiner has answered the call so far. The normal goalie for the Patriots, Asher Ali, is somebody that head coach Dan Wood has called out by name as a key part of their defense and how they've remained in so many games in contention, that is. But so far, Weiner is showing that he can not only match but even outperform Asher Ali so far.
Yes, and Asher Ali played a great game yesterday against Glenbrook North, as mentioned, so it's no surprise to see him get an off day as well. But it's good to have both goalies in a 1A, 1B type scenario where you have a chance to win with either one.
Yeah, there's just too many games. The schedule's too busy to just lean on one goalie all season long. So especially in this back-to-back situation, another guy, it's next man up.
That's a good point that Chris and Andrew both make. Stevenson, despite the record, they're hanging with a lot of these teams that find themselves near the top of the standings in the SHL, which a lot of people would say is one of the more prolific and tremendous hockey conferences in the state.
Absolutely, and if you look at state rankings, all those SHL teams, even though they might be lowly ranked in the league, they're still towards the top in the state rankings overall.
Blazkowski with a chance. Another shot after a pass, and Ethan Weiner right on cue. Getting another save, freezes the puck. We have a clock stoppage, 8:32 on the board in the first period.
Yeah, we see Weiner do a good job of making that adjustment, getting out to the top of his crease on that almost drop pass, back pass to McCauley. And then no rebound allowed on that one, as there were a couple of Ramblers on the doorstep waiting for some potential loose change.
McCauley wins the face-off and dished it out to Blazkowski momentarily, unable to keep it in. Loyola's going to have to get back. Dines got it. Vasotski's there to defend on the forecheck. Alejandro wanted to shoot quickly. Loyola defense getting the right deflections. Other than that one mistake that puck got by Niego, Loyola defense has still been holding firm and getting themselves some good chances in the other end. McCauley, right side, saved, rebound, grabbed by D'Alejandro. Some more dangerous stuff. A lot of loose pucks flying around that slot there, Andrew.
Yeah, and little pass off pads there from McCauley. Riddell was almost able to get it, but unable to as his stick was whacked right before he had the opportunity to put it into what would have been an open 4x6.
Another shot saved by Niego. Stevenson trying to be just as relentless as the Ramblers are on the other end. Another shot, and Niego, and it's in! 2-0, Stevenson now leads. What a surprise here. Loyola's home ice. The Patriots making a statement early.
It looks like that goal is going to go to Jason Pashenko, as he was the recipient of that pass right towards the top of the crease, as you see the replay of it right there. And it just gets buried into the lower right-hand corner. As you see the replay, it just snugs in to the lower corner right there. And just like that, Stevenson has doubled their league off the stick of Jason Pashenko.
That ties Pashenko for the team lead, his 7th SHL goal this season.
Pashenko, indeed one of the more notable names on this Patriots offense. A name that was certainly circled in the Rambler locker room before this game. And you can game plan all you want when it comes to facing other teams in the SHL. The main point is any given day could be some team's time to shine.
100%. You see it right there. You see Loyola captain Julian Gabal gets down, gets a shot. Looks like it deflected up high, but he gets right back in to the Stevenson zone for Loyola. People that have listened to me previous years know that the shift after a goal is one of the biggest shifts to affect the remainder of the game.
Stevenson now finding some forecheck pressure there. Wu actually stole it away, and Stevenson will remain up in a very aggressive attack right now. Loyola out shooting the Patriots 11-5. They find themselves in a 2-0 deficit halfway through this first period. Loyola got to get back on side. Tingle there with the defense. Tommy Tingle.
Good stick there from Anthony Donato as he denied that stretch pass. Would have been possible breakaway there for Dylan Tomaszewski.
And we mentioned it was Tomaszewski, 2 goals last night in their loss against Glenbrook North. And there's 2 goals tonight for the Patriots. He has neither one of them, so it maybe an offense that has woken up on the Stevenson side. Big hit delivered by Outshern. Loyola trying to find some semblance of an offense. They're getting the shots. Can they put one in? Taking his time on that right side. That was number 34, Donato. Referee's hand goes up. Loyola will play this before an icing call, though, as Outshorn charging up, wanting to make a move on it.
Puck just didn't have the legs. Looks like we're already getting some decent snow build-up here on the ice here at Heartland Ice Arena.
Snow outside, snow inside. Blazejowski can't keep it in. Him and Tompkins will play keep away momentarily, but now it's the Patriots' time to shine. Couple substitutions coming on for the men of Stevenson. As odd as it sounds, it feels like Loyola still controlled the pace of this game for the most part, yet they find themselves in a multi-goal deficit.
Yeah, I think Loyola probably does have the betterment of the play, but not by much. As a lot of their opportunities, their real high-danger opportunities happen early on in this game. Since then, it's almost been a little bit impatient. There's a good opportunity for them.
Yeah, give and go action looked good. No dice, though. Blazejowski subs out. Tompkins fires a one-timer in. Multiple skaters near the goal. Can't get a redirect chance going, and we're going to get another line change on the Rambler side.
One thing about Stevenson teams, and this goes back many, many years, is they are totally willing to block shots. It's going to be very tough to get shots through from the points on them because not only are there forwards, centers, defensemen, they're all willing to block shots.
Yeah, they've executed a couple of good blocks already, and that can frustrate a team, especially a high-powered offensive team like Loyola.
Looks like that puck just crossed the line for icing there, but as somebody that used to play against these Stevenson teams, I can tell you how frustrating it is. And if Max Anderson were here, he'd tell you that Stevenson won the 2022 state championship almost on the back of blocking shots. It was their almost MO that entire state playoff run. They shut down almost all opportunities by their shot blocking ability.
It's a great point from Mr. Rubin. 2022 state champs. They made the state Final Four a year after in 2023. This is a Stevenson team that's achieved over a myriad of years. I mean, it's no surprise that they find themselves in this game despite their record, as we have a delay in the faceoff a little bit. Maybe a bit too eager to get that puck down.
And like we said, there is no game in the SHL that you walk into that you think you can win. I'd almost compare it to the NHL and the NFL, that the moment you plan like, oh, we can beat this team, we're going to win this game, whatever, it's all going to go up in flames, whatever plan you have, just because it's so tough on a night in, night out basis.
Speaking of the NFL, for anybody tuning in, we know the Bears-Packers game's on, and, you know, this is probably up there in terms of prestige, I'd say. Just one man's opinion. You can.
Hey, split screen. It's 2025.
It exists,
multiple
people.
devices going.
I would highly recommend multiple TVs at this point in time.
The future is now, guys. Figure it out. Back to the action we go. Stevenson feeding it in. That's our first chance we get to say the name of Ryoseki. Time continuing to tick away in the first. Under 4 minutes remaining. Jaden Kimbrough unable to defend. And there is a goal for the Ramblers. Great response. We'll credit this one to number 45, Luke Radel. He scores last night. He scores tonight. 2-1. Stevenson still leads.
That is an absolutely massive goal for the Ramblers when the final 3 minutes of this first period here. And it's just a tough play for Wino. Looks like that puck ended up behind him. after that original save. Yeah, we see it goes off the blocker. Oh, he doesn't even, it just trickles in, just a bad bounce off that shoulder block area for Weiner. But what a shot that was from Radel on that rush. You see just a quick release. That's what fools Weiner. And he was there for the rebound if it was available before it went in. But just an absolutely massive goal for the Ramblers to get them back into this game.
Just a very heavy shot because, as we saw, Weiner got a huge piece of it, but that thing just had so much mustard on it, and it went straight up over his shoulder. He never saw where it ended up until it was back in the back of the net.
2-1, Stevenson leads. It's still been a pretty good game from Ethan Weiner, the goalie for Stevenson. You saw all the skaters of his team come over and just kind of give him a vote of confidence that, hey, we're still in this. We still have the lead. And they're looking to extend it now. Vysotsky defended by Blazowski. New enters the zone. Pashenko chasing the puck. Wanted to find a cutting man, and instead of absorbing a big hit in that far side was New. Dominic D'Alessandro, nifty set of moves. Tommy Tingle there to defend. Now Loyola may be smelling some blood. They look like the ones to be on the aggressive side of things.
Yeah, this team just comes at you in waves. Important that Stevenson can continue to play well with the lead, because the lead is definitely not safe against this group.
No, and like you said, Chris, it's not like there's just one guy you have to watch out for on this Loyola team. It's multiple guys on multiple lines that are coming at you nonstop that you have to put up with if you want to win a game against them.
It truly is impressive that we can say that about this team, given the fact that, being beaten down with this tough schedule, they have some guys injured and hurt. We're still able to say, hey, they have a three-headed monster out there right now. There was one member of it there looking to go. Gall out feeds it back, being patient with it's Thomas. Fires the one-timer in, but it's deflected.
Another block there from Stevenson.
That is their identity. Their head coach, Dan Wood, asked about their style of play. He said their motto this year, we want to be the best at things that don't take any talent. If that means getting in front of that puck's line of trajectory and stopping it from going in the goal, that's going to be what it takes.
Absolutely, and those are the type of things, as you mentioned, that don't take any talent. That's just all effort. That's just all the culture that you build as a team, as a program. And a lot of that goes down from player to player. Being able to tell them, like, hey, we got to block that shot. Hey, we got to win that battle in the corner. Hey, we got to line up better on faceoffs. We got to do a better job just being in a better spot to help each other. Things like that. That's what builds your program.
Shot saved by Warner. Maybe it went off the post in that far side, but Loyola's pretty good out of these faceoffs now. Maybe settling into their game a little bit as we're under 90 seconds in the first period. Dylan Noster tied for the leading goal scorer for these Patriots. Couldn't find anybody backside. O'Shern, one of the assistant captains and leaders of this team. His coach says his nickname Shroomy amongst the locker room boys. O'Shern will feed it around. Now a minute left in the first.
Big hit there. Looks like we're not going to get a call.
Right in front of the Stevenson bench. No penalties so far in this one, but I'm sure as soon as I mention that, that's sure to change, especially as maybe time becomes more of an essence.
So we're also starting to see the physical play start to pick up a little bit in this one.
Yep, and you see it right there. These little bumps, trying to get some, whether it's trying to get a call, just trying to knock your guy off balance. You have a drop stick. We have a pretty good game that maybe even a better game than we bargained for, partner.
Good step up here from Gordon.
Gordon gets to his right. That's Luke Gordon, one of the defenders of this team. Dylan Noster tried to put the moves on Dine. Dine was not fooled. All right, one last chance in this first period. And gets through. Back to Jaden Kimbrough. He'll fire one backhanded. And the horn will sound. That brings us to the end of the first period here in Lincolnwood. Stevenson jumping up to a 2-1 lead over these Loyola Ramblers.
Yeah, and we saw it was that 2-0 lead for Stevenson, but since Loyola picked up that goal with about 3.5 minutes to go in the first period, it really was all Ramblers after that. I don't think Stevenson recorded a shot in the final at least 3, 4, 5 minutes of that period as well.
That's right on, Andrew. And it wasn't anything that they were doing poorly. Loyola they found another gear and they had the ice tilted, and you had Stevenson trying to block shots, getting passing lanes, and Loyola was just moving the puck very quickly and getting everything towards the net and that style of play can wear a team down. And all Stevenson could really do in those last few minutes of that period was just try to chip it off the wall and out and get a line change.
I think Loyola also did a much better job with their support, especially in the neutral and defensive zone. They had layers, it seemed like. It wasn't like if Stevenson beat one guy, they all of a sudden had an opportunity. They had guys back there to support each other. And whenever they had to a battle, they were the third guy there, even fourth guy to win that battle and advance that puck more forward.
So 17 more minutes on the clock. We don't cut the ice just yet. That'll happen between the second and third periods. I think my two colleagues here said it best when Stevenson might have the lead, but the scoreboard here at American Heartland Ice Arena says that Loyola is leading the shots on goal 14-5. It's going to be hard to win a game if you're being outshot by almost 3 times the amount of shots you have on goal, even if you have a lead after 1.
And Chris, you're down there, so you can probably see it better than this, but it looks like there is a significant amount of snow, especially in front of the benches. That might be tough for you to see, but it looks like we can almost just see it from up here on the ice already.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Right in front of the Stevenson bench, Rusecki just came by and gave a good sweep. Big pile of snow right around the blue line. And then if you look kind of along the boards and near the corners, it's piling up a bit. And I'm sure in front of the goal creases, there's a lot, especially on the goal on the right side for the people watching at home. There's a lot of zone time for Loyola in that first period. So this ice is chewed up pretty good.
Thank you, Chris. Chris Dubiel, our man on the ice, alongside Andrew Rubin. I'm Andy Diedrich. You're watching our SHL Game of the Week right here on SHL Network. Stevenson leading the Loyola Ramblers 2-1 so far. Off and running in the second period. We'll get a stoppage about 15 seconds in.
Looks like we're going to get a penalty here. I think the official's a little bit confused on which guy he got for the penalty.
As soon as you mentioned that there's no penalties, I guess that's when the penalties are going to start. We
absolutely
said the physicality would mount, and here we go. Heading over to the penalty box. Stevenson skater, that is number 31, Jason Pashenko.
Yeah, I called him for a hook. There was a little bit of stick work during that corner battle, and he got caught on it.
Huge turning point here in this game. Potential kill for Stevenson, or if Loyola can convert on this power play.
Loyola pretty middle of the pack when it comes to converting on power plays in the SHL. But certainly with the momentum swing after the first period, late first period goal, certainly imagine that they want to get something in the net in these next 2 minutes. McCauley had it, now it's Donato. Left side fake the drop to McCauley. Goes across the middle. Donato takes aim. Redirect opportunity. Jack Dwyer was there, but we'll call that another save for Ethan Weiner. Donato showing patience. Blazkowski behind him. Nearly a minute gone in the power play. Only 1 shot on goal. Stevenson looking like successful PK so far. That might change. Ramblers. McCauley couldn't get his stick down. Had a good look at the goal. Man, almost had a one-timer fired in there.
Yeah, it looks like he just fanned down. It would have been a great opportunity if he could get all of that shot.
Still have some time, about 49 seconds remaining on the power play. Cross to Blazkowski. He fakes, makes his defender fall. Donato calls. Top of the slot, shot.
Big block there from Noster.
Stevenson's getting in front of these pucks. Big reason why they have the lead despite the shots on goal disadvantage. Entirety of the power play being spent in the attacking zone. Dwyer wanted a redirect and saying no, no, no. Ethan Weiner, a pretty impressive display from him so far.
Looked like that puck was on edge on that shot from the point. It almost bounced. And because of that bounce, it went up over the pad of Ethan Weiner and into almost the midsection of him, which allowed him to not allow a rebound as well. The Stevenson penalty killers were out there for all minute 40 of that one.
Glove hand was in very good position. That puck kind of skipped, almost like if you skip a rock across a pond. That's what it looked like.
A lot of times that can be one of the more beneficial redirections if you can kind of bounce that puck, because the goaltender will react to have it go down, but then it can come back up over. As Patty mentioned, good work there from Weiner.
Dine to his right. Last chance on the power play for the Ramblers.
Now both teams now at full strength.
Yep, time has expired. Last Nicky wanted to get one in there. Dine on the rebound, no good. Back to 5-on-5. Successful penalty kill for the Stevenson Patriots. That's been an area that head coach Dan Wood says they need to address. Just a bit offside there for the Ramblers.
Yeah, it looked like Gall was unhappy with that call, but from our vantage point up here, it looked like there was a little bit of space between the puck coming out of the zone there, so I'd have to agree with the linesman on that call. As we mentioned, huge kill there for the Patriots. Good offensive zone possession time for the Ramblers. They had lots of good looks, but just unable to capitalize on that.
An important note for Stevenson, they have 3 wins in the SHL this year. When they've scored first, they have won all 3 of their games in doing so. Things are boding well for them after early 2 goals in the first and a successful penalty kill on their first opportunity of the game. How can they respond back at even strength? Finally getting out of the zone, retreating to collect it is Thomas. Now it's Stevenson showing some forecheck pressure. No, they will retreat and get back. Thomas back with Tingle, the defenseman for the Ramblers. Chasing it up ahead is Berghoff. Unable to get there. Coming the other way are the Patriots.
Good job from New there to get that puck across the red line, getting in deep. Allow for some changes for the Patriots.
New has been a name we've called pretty frequently. And entering the game and making an impact right away. Tristan Wu, number 11. He's still got the puck. 3 goals on the season. Almost cost a shot right there. And good-looking shot from Berghoff, but another save from Weiner. Much to the delight of his bench. No one touched that one, so we get an icing call, 13-12 on the clock.
Those are the types of mistakes that you got to avoid and minimize as much as you can, especially against a tough opponent like Loyola. You can't turn over the puck in your own zone. You got to manage the puck properly. And that was after he made that nice dump in to allow his teammates to get a line change. You don't want to turn the puck over in the neutral zone ever, but you definitely don't want to turn it over in your own zone.
Shot directly off the faceoff from Daverman. Maybe some cracks starting to show in this Stevenson team. Loyola keeping up the pressure. That puck actually normally hits the net and comes back in. Flew all the way out this time.
Yeah, some lucky fan gets to go home with a souvenir as is able to thread that puck back through the net back onto the ice.
It's a veteran move right there.
Get an autograph on that maybe from our game MVP. I don't know if that violates eligibility rules, actually. Let me take that back, guys.
We're in the NIL era. I don't know if that stuff matters anymore.
Excellent point. Another glove save from Weiner. Chris, it looks like he's really flashing the weather down, just getting it really settled in down there.
Yeah, good technique. Squaring up to the shooter, keeping that glove hand out and ready to go. Sometimes a goaltender will kind of hold that glove a little bit too low, and makes it harder to react, but he's got really good positioning.
Another good save there off the faceoff. That was a quick release from Loyola. And I just want to pivot from Weiner just a little bit because in Diego, I do believe that Stevenson's second goal was scored on their 5th shot of the game. So I don't believe Stevenson's recorded a shot on goal since that second goal. And that can be tough for a goaltender when you don't see action for a little bit of while. Weiner right now is in a rhythm. He's feeling the puck. It's coming to him a lot, very quickly, very often. He's almost locked in. It's very tough for Diego to keep his focus. We'll see if he'll be able to in this one. So we're going to get a center kicked out of the draw.
Charlie Niego is the man between the pipes for the Ramblers. Hasn't seen a lot of action recently. It's a good point, Andrew. It's hard to keep that head on a swivel when the action really comes and goes. It's all or nothing really is a good way to put it. And especially with Loyola with all this time on attack. Puck's in front of the goal. Another save from Weiner and another missed chance from Loyola. Stevenson's got to be careful with this loose puck in the slot.
Yeah, Hoffman had that one right in front of Weiner, but it almost like the puck on edge. He picked it up almost on edge to almost like a Michigan attempt. I don't think it was on purpose, though, as the linesman gets stung by that one. A bad break for the Ramblers with that bouncing puck.
Gigante wanted to find D'Alessandro under his stick. Loyola gets it out immediately. Actually almost hits Ben Varshavsky as he's subbing out. But hit it a bit too far. Icing is the call. 12-17 on the board.
This is where you really want to get that clean face-off win. You've been kind of chasing the play. If you're Stevenson, the puck's been in your zone a lot. Now an offensive zone draw opportunity here. You get a clean face-off win and a chance at a little bit of possession. See if you can get something going offensively.
Waldron against McCauley. Advantage McCauley for the Ramblers. And up ahead to Blazejowski. He's dangerous with the puck. Saved and defended well by the Patriots.
Big save there from Weiner off that set face-off play. Chris, you were talking about it for an offensive zone. Loyola running a play on their own defensive zone draw as they spring Blazejowski. He shows off the wheels and gets a partial breakaway before a big save from Weiner.
If the scoreboard here is to be trusted, 19 saves already for Weiner. He's seen a lot of action so far. Nifty move from Blazejowski. Gets the pass to the center. Radel. Shots deflected, but goes wide. Loyola is adamant on playing with a high motor. Wanting to wrap it around there. Another chance for McCauley. No dice. We're starting to see that Loyola style of play. When asked to describe how his team wants to play, what their identity is, head coach Scott Serralo, the first thing he said, we play up-tempo and we are relentless.
Really starting to see them impose their will, but Stevenson able to get into the Rambler zone here.
They get a couple new skaters on the ice, 3 of them, in fact. A shot right towards the middle, and maybe Diego, first action he saw, but the defense was able to help him out there. Scary stuff for the Ramblers.
Really good opportunity there for Tomaszewski.
Yeah, that puck was on edge, and it kind of tipped up at the last second as it was coming to him.
Dwyer shot goes wide left.
Good hit there from Dwyer.
Yeah. Well said. I think we heard that up here pretty easily. Don't always get to hear the big hits on the boards, but thing of beauty if you're a hockey fan right there. Burkhoff backside. Shot saved again. Hard to see where this puck is going. Just pinball action in the Loyola zone right now. In front of the net, slow-moving puck, backhanded shot is good! Loyola ties the game up at 2. See who we credit that goal to. I believe that is number 18, Nick
Pereno.
Pereno. That's his 4th goal of the season.
And it looked like that puck, when it got passed to the middle of the ice, it's almost like Weiner lost sight of it. As you see it from the goal cam here, so we get the behind angle. It just ends up on the stick of Pereno, who slides it in that bottom left corner as you see it from the goal cam. And Weiner did not have eyes on that. He lost sight of it, and that's one of the most helpless feelings as a goaltender when you lose sight of the puck, because that's the only thing that matters to them at all times. And we see it, the puck just ended up on Pereno's stick, and all he had to do was slide it into that open part of the net to knot this game up at 2.
Impressive response from Loyola. They have not kept the foot off of the gas pedal since going down 2-0 halfway through the first period. And right now they're out shooting the Patriots 22-5 and have tied this game up at 2 back on their home ice. Looking for 3 there. Last Nicky almost had it, but it was under his stick. And Loyola will have to reset their offense. You do have to feel for Weiner, the goalie for the Patriots. He's had a tremendous game so far, but when you have this sort of shot disadvantage for you, it's just a bit unfortunate. You can do all you can, but you can only save so many pucks.
Absolutely, and what we're also seeing from Loyola is they're going through the neutral zone with almost no pressure from Stevenson. These neutral zone regroups and their breakouts, they're getting clean entries into the zone for the most part. Or if they dump the puck in, they're getting in on the forecheck and gaining possession pretty soon. We're going to have a penalty call against Loyola, though.
Hard hit was delivered on the far side by Varshavsky.
Or maybe it's going to be against Stevenson.
I believe that's what it's going to be. We'll see if they give it to number 10, Ben Varshavsky of the Patriots. Loyola now with 6 skaters in there trying to take advantage of this penalty. And they will retreat and take as much time as they want. 6 skaters on 5 skaters right now.
Ramblers keep moving back with it. Now they start to make their way up the ice.
Off and running. Donato enters the zone first. Referee still with his hand up for another big hit behind the net. This time play will stop. 8.5 minutes on the clock. Let's see what the damage is. Believe it began with all the way back probably 30 to 45 seconds ago. We had a hit on the far side and the boards in the corner over there.
Yeah, we might be getting multiple penalties on this play as the officials are going to be discussing. We're going to see what they have for us.
We're going to have at least an elbowing call. Saw that off the top. Well, it looks like that's what they're going to call Oshern for. Yeah, the ref's even showing him you stuck your arm out.
It looks like that's all we're going to get is just a 2-minute minor for elbowing. Oh, no. Oh, no, it looks like they're just having some communications.
Thought we were going to have two Patriots in the penalty box there, but it is Osher, number 12, one of the captains of this team, that is going to spend 2 minutes in the sin bin. So another Loyola power play chance. And while Stevenson did successfully get a PK on the last time they were at a man disadvantage, going to be hard to stop this Loyola power play more than once.
Yes, Loyola gets their second crack at it, and we saw a couple of seam passes for Loyola that create opportunities for them. We saw after that, Stevenson kind of retreated, shut down those seam passes. They worked to the points more to try to get some shots through, but Stevenson, of course, willing to block shots.
Loyola will take the time on this one. Donato wanted to redirect from Dwyer, but it is a save from Weiner. And we're going to have another face-off, only 6 seconds off the power play.
No rebound as well allowed from Weiner. Got a Rambler right in his grill who jumped out of the way of that puck to let it get all the way through. Huge because they had no help as well to pick up sticks in front of the net.
Another face-off. This time it's won by John Dwyer. Dwyer getting a bigger role today due to the multiple Ramblers that are not dressed today, whether being sick, injured, or potentially a mixture of both. His team's still on the power play. Loyola. Way to step in there. Pashenko denied the chance for Daverman to get a good look at it. Donato skating up, middle of the slot, shoots. Another deflection. Kimbrough this time. Stevenson defenders in the middle, getting in the way of the trajectory of the puck. Blazowski.
Big save there from Weiner. As you mentioned, big block from Kimbrough and a great stick from Pashenko.
Daverman comes around, wants to spin and do something with it, but Blazowski will take it. Now Loyola showing some patience halfway through the power play. McCauley flies to the opposite side, but again, the entirety of this power play too being spent in front of the Stevenson net. Daverman flips field to Blazowski. Back to Daverman. Stevenson defenders swarming.
Nice keep.
Donato set of moves. And now Stevenson able to get it out. Waste some time off of that power play clock, and they'll finally get a fresh set of skaters on the ice.
Good job from Pashenko to clear. That's a huge shift from him. He had that game-saving pass breakup on that potential backdoor play. Another big shot block, and then wins that puck to clear it to get a change.
That's Nicky trying to do it himself. Had a man, but he fell on that far side. That was
We got
his
another
teammate
delayed
Tingle.
penalty.
That's exactly what we will have. Skating off is Diego. They're going to try and get a six skater on here to get 6-on-4 before they call this one, and they successfully do.
Now it's back to 6-on-5.
Right now, was Oshern. Saved. Slow-moving puck, and we're going to get a stoppage before any more damage can be done. And maybe taking a little bit long to get to his skates is Weiner. He's had quite the Herculean effort to get that done.
Oh, my goodness. What a save there from Weiner. I have no idea how he got to that one. So we see the one-timer right from the slot. And you see him go post to post as we get the penalty call against the Patriots. It's going to be on Delacandro. But my goodness, what a save from Weiner.
Yeah, Berghoff had most of that 6x4 to shoot at, and Weiner just sprawling over to his left. Somehow got his pads on that. That was incredible.
Definitely a save to remember as we move forward in this game, and potential save of the year candidate in the SHL.
I think I may have undersold that one, folks. I mean, just incredible effort from Weiner so far to keep this game tied. And unfortunately, they're going to ask more of their man between the pipes. 2 minutes. 2 more minutes on the power play for Loyola. Redirect is no good in front of Weiner. He taps it out. Entering the box for Stevenson is Dominic Delacandro. It'll be his 25th and 26th penalty minutes in SHL play this season. Stevenson defense has to regroup. Thomas behind the net. Nicky behind him. It's a great keep from Dine. Tomaszewski wanted to get it out, but unable to do so. It was kicked, actually, by Henry Hoffman. Opposite side, good look at the goal. Saved off the chest of Weiner.
Thomas Tingle with the chance there. Great play from the Ramblers. Great pass to Tingle, and then an even better save from Weiner.
Dine calling for it near the point. This time he cannot keep it in. Trickles all the way down, and look who's still in the game actually having to do something. Charlie Diego steps out of the goal momentarily. And Stevenson showing some pressure, but now we'll retreat back as they have some new skaters in the ice to try and get through the second half of this power play.
Good clear there from the Patriots. Going back under your own goal line to get the puck on the penalty kill. Always a scary thing, as you know. Got a bunch of guys coming at you, but up easy clear out of the zone for the Patriots by Kimbrough.
Tension certainly mounting. We're 5 minutes to go in the second. Big hit delivered at neutral ice. Another clear. 2-2 is the score.
Yeah, big hit there from Oshorn. Might have got the worst of it as he got run over a little bit, but because of that, nobody from the Ramblers had any momentum going forward, so the Patriots were able to go back in their own zone. It was Kimbrough again who went back, but this time with far less pressure. He was able to clear it down. And we see that dump attempt goes out of play into the netting. Much better penalty kill from the Patriots here on this one.
Things have looked really clean for the Patriots. They've kind of been up and down this game. They ran out to a 2-0 lead, now find themselves in a 2-2 tied game. But after 2 straight penalties, if they could survive the next 20 seconds, that's 2 more successful penalty kills for a Stevenson team that's been in dire need of better efficiency on such situations.
Get another centerman kicked out of the faceoff here. Both teams have not been happy with the linesman at times.
Immediately in, McCauley off the faceoff. Another clear that's probably going to do it. So what can you say about the penalty kill looks that Stevenson's given Loyola right now?
Yeah, I don't think Stevenson got credit for a shot on goal there. As it definitely, oh, there we go. We do see a credit. That is the first shot for Stevenson in this second period, I believe, and the first shot since their second goal.
And immediately threatening with some offense, D'Alessandro re-enters the ice. Power play over. And it's a bit too much contact
here on Noster. As his stick got into the skates of a Rambler, he's going to head to the box.
Another self-inflicted wound for the Patriots, unfortunately. So that's going to be some more time spent in the box by a Stevenson player. And stop me if you've heard this before. We have a Loyola power play in the second period.
Looks like it's going to be a double whammy for Nasser as he ended up breaking his stick on that trip as well. That's real unfortunate, as we know hockey sticks are no cheap piece of equipment now. So he also has to pick up the penalty and serve the 2 minutes. And just like that, as you mentioned, Stevenson penalty kill has been getting its working in the second period right now.
Yeah, third one in a row, including that back-to-back. That was just a huge point of the game to kill off back-to-back shorthanded situations. And you only get about a minute of 5-on-5 time before you go right back to the kill. This is going to be a tough one.
They do clear it immediately, but I guess I'll ask you guys, the whole bend, don't break mentality on defense, that can only get you so far, it feels like, before power play after power play and these shifts that you have to clock become too much.
Yes, but at the same time, it's also getting into the head of Loyola. At a certain point, if you are unable to convert on the power play over and over and over again, it builds up in your mind. And you start to think, oh, we're not going to be able to score on this power play. That threat of doubt comes in, and you see that get reflected in play. But we see Loyola right here still adamant on the power play.
Another shot goes up and out. Thomas wanted to deflect it, but again, Ethan Weiner standing tall in that net and still on a knee right now. And again, he's giving quite the effort tonight.
I actually think that puck hit off the stick, the blade of Thomas in front, and that's what deflected out over the play.
Oh, my goodness.
The faceoff will still stay inside, though, as all shot attempts, no matter the deflection, the faceoff stays in the zone. A recent rule put in the last few years by USA Hockey, but a tough break there for the Ramblers, as that a redirection like that close to the goalie normally ends up in a great scoring opportunity.
Loyola with a chance. McCauley deflected and brought out of the zone once again. About a minute done with the power play. Can Stevenson find their way to a third successful penalty kill in the second period? In front, slow-moving puck in the crease. Came out for a moment. We'll get a stoppage there. The net potentially came off?
Yep, that's exactly right. Andy, the net did come off there, as we saw Weiner trying to go from post to post. So we're going to get the angle from behind as you see the net come off just ever so slightly. And once that happens, of course, the whistle has to be blown and the play is marked dead.
So yet another face-off right in front of Ethan Weiner's net. Short committed the penalty earlier, is back in to defend.
Just eating away time in the corner right now.
Hard to be upset. Daverman flashing the leather, though, is Weiner. Call that save number 29 on the night for Weiner.
And Andy, we had the perfect vantage point on that one. We were right behind the shot, and we see the cat-like reflexes from Weiner with the glove hand there. It's just snatched that one out of the air.
That's a great way to put it. Let's see if his services are required again. Redirect from Dwyer. It's no good. I mean, Ethan Weiner, I feel like we say his name 3 times, we're going to appear somewhere else. We've been calling his name so much, but I think he's deserved it for what he's given out there tonight.
Absolutely, and had some traffic as well on that one. He had to look through, and again, no rebound allowed for Ethan Weiner.
Donato keeps it in. Might be one last look that Loyola is going to get on this power play. Can they be shut down 3 times in a row? Stevenson hopes to make that a possibility. Under the stick of Daverman. Ref's got to get out of the way, but puck's out of the zone. 10 seconds remaining with the man advantage. O'Shorn backhands it out. Loyola would have been offside, had to retreat. Now they're back in. Donato wants it on this near side. He'll take it. The shot is off the chest of Weiner. Rebound. Grabbed by McCauley momentarily. Back to even strength. Third successful penalty kill in a row for Stevenson. Loyola still in the zone. Donato flips it in before taking a hit from O'Shorn. And now we're back out. This is just continuing to be wins for Stevenson despite being outshot 33-6. This is pretty spectacular to look at, partner.
Yes, and I think another thing to mention for that power play, we really starting to see the snow build up on the ice. It's a huge save there from Weiner. Another big save in this one.
Big
Add it to the
reason
highlight.
why, sorry guys, big reason why Stevenson is 4 for 4 on the PK. Just incredible work by their goaltender today. They are just hanging in there.
Add that last save, the highlight reel, fellas. That's just unbelievable. We get an opportunity here off a faceoff potentially. Stevenson's able to shut that down. But another thing with the ice conditions right now, it's real hard to make those skill plays. We saw a couple pucks bounce over guys' sticks, a couple guys fan on shots. It's real hard to make those fast, quick skill plays late in the second period of games like this before you get that ice cut.
1 minute, 20 seconds left in the period. A goal's on the board, though, right in time. Loyola now leads 3-2. Chris Gall has his second goal of the year.
As we said, to add that to the Weiner highlight, Chris Gall adds to his highlight reel as he undresses a couple of Patriots, as you see the move right there, and then he picks that top right corner, and him pulling that puck behind the defenseman cut off Weiner's eyesight to it in that quick release, beats him to the glove hand sign, and gives Loyola the 1 goal advantage in this one that they've been looking for. Just over a minute to go in the second period before we have that intermission. That goal will loom large as well as this final minute for the remainder of this game.
That certainly felt like Stevenson trying to get out of the second period before the ice was cut and they had a break, get out of it at least with a tie game, but now they have their own deficit to crawl out of as Loyola erased a 2-0 deficit with 3 unanswered goals.
And you can't imagine Loyola changing too much in this last minute, but it'll be interesting to see what they do for the remainder of this game if they try to stay on the attack like they've been. I can't see any reason why you wouldn't, or if they try to play maybe a little bit more defensive. But I think the best defense for Loyola right now is just continue on with this offense. The only shot Stevenson had in this period was a full ice clear attempt, and that's the only shot they've had since they've scored their second goal of the game about midway through the first period.
It's Hoffman and Noster facing off against each other. Loyola retains possession. Don't think it's an exaggeration to say a majority of this period has been played right here on this side of the ice down here, right in front of the goal of Stevenson. Another chance in the middle, through the skates. Sticking with it, though, is Pereno.
Going to be a 3-on-2 for Stevenson.
Odd man rush, what can they do with it? Puck trickles through. Shot is in the net! Are you kidding me? Dylan Noster re-enters the ice after a penalty and makes Loyola pay for it. His 8th goal of the year for the league scorer of the Patriots.
What a turn of events. Stevenson gets their first opportunity. They get the 3-on-2. They get the puck to the middle of the ice, and Noster with an unbelievable toe drag and then finds the back of the net to knot things up here. Wow, what a game we have as we see it from the angle from behind. That puck finds its way into, from that angle, the lower right-hand portion of the net. An absolutely massive goal for Noster. And this game has just gotten flipped upside on its head. The first real opportunity they have, they convert the Patriots.
Yeah, you get that incredible individual effort there from Loyola, from Chris Gall scoring the goal, and then Noster answering right back. And that's just so huge, the way that this game, the ice has been tilted since Loyola cut into the 2-0 lead. It's been all Ramblers, and we finally see that punch back from Stevenson.
Another save from Weiner. 2 more saves from Weiner as Blazejowski gets a rebound. Still in his crease. He's got to freeze it. We get some pushing and shoving afterwards, and referee's quick to shut that down with 14 seconds on the clock. 3-3 is the score here in Lincolnwood. You guys have both kind of said in your own ways. I mean, what a tremendous hockey game we're being treated to.
Absolutely, and you really see right there, I don't know if we're going to get through these last 14 seconds without a couple more goals the way this game has been going.
A lot more life on this Stevenson bench, too, after the goal. And then with each save Weiner makes, everybody's up. Everybody's kicking up against the boards, making noise. Love to see it for the Patriots.
So we're going to get a conversation between Noster, the captain, and one of the head officials. I think they're still a little bit unhappy about the contact Weiner is taking after the whistle.
Time winding down in the second. We're under 10 seconds. And it looks like that will wrap it up. Well, one last chance for Pashenko. Backhanded chance is saved, though, for Charlie Niego. One of the first shots he's had to face all period. But whatever you want to call this game, whatever sort of analogy you could throw at it, I don't even know if there is one to label it. A whirlwind of a game has us sitting at 3-3, tied between Stevenson and Loyola.
I think the perfect way, I didn't think anybody would get an opportunity in those last 10 seconds once that puck came out to the neutral zone, and Pashenko gets a partial breakaway and a backhand opportunity. Just what a game this has been, and can't be more excited for the last 17 minutes.
One more period of hockey coming up right here. You're watching the SHL Game of the Week on SHL Network.
From Centennial Ice Rinks, we welcome you in live on the SHL Network YouTube.
Grady Cup, including one on a penalty shot.
The one with your team.
All right, thank you.
Of course. Chris, back to you.
Lead here with just about 6 games left.
Ooh, what a grab! Max just grabbed it out of the air!
Just doing my job, folks. Just doing my job.
Must have been to the Wes Anderson School of Goaltending up there. Glove saving a beaut, I must say, my man.
Getting another look. I don't encourage you to read the lips of Evan Polakidis there.
There's another one. Did you get all of them, Jimmy?
Oh, he's compiled. That is excellent work by Jimmy the Wiz. That's fantastic. DBN bench all game.
I told you he should have put a helmet on. Coach Polakidis laughing that one off.
Mulvey, been such a strong defensive pairing for years for Jim Philbin's squad.
Oh my goodness.
What a snag.
That was an incredible snag from Jimmy Philbin.
Guys, he can do it all.
That was... we were so confused because he didn't even make it look like he caught it. No flash of the leather, just
yeah, it was like the
literally
puck
moved his arm
disappeared
across
and then
his
it was
body and just like picked it. Just picked it.
was a nice hit on Cam, too. sit on can 2.
Back here at American Heartland Ice Arena on the SHL Network for the SHL Game of the Week. Loyola and Stevenson find themselves tied up at 3 heading into the third. We're going to throw it down to Chris Dubio, standing by with Loyola's coach, Scott Serralo.
Oh, hold on. Looks like Coach Scott Serralo got pulled away for a second. We're going to have to give Chris.
Got too excited. I'm sure they have a tall task ahead of them. Of course, 3-3 heading into the third
And
period.
looks like we're ready to go now. It's all you, Chris.
All you, Chris.
Scott, 3-3 battle after 2. It's been a back and forth game, but your team seems to have the ice tilted a little bit. Is there much that you need to change at all going into this third period?
Yeah, our defensive effort is just not good enough. We shouldn't be giving up opportunities like the ones we have so far.
What do you think you need to do offensively to break through? Weiner's having a great game in the cage.
Yeah, we just need to do a better job getting bodies to the net. Like we're not getting enough rebound opportunities. Look, hats off to him. He's playing really well, but we just need to continue to shoot the puck, and we'll get through eventually.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Chris. Chris Dubio, our man down on the ice. My name's Andy Diedrich, joined by Andrew Rubin up here in the booth. 3-3, the score after 2 periods. It's a score not a lot of people maybe expected to have in this matchup, but right now, the Stevenson Patriots maybe batting a little bit above their weight class and hanging right there with the Ramblers.
And something to take note of for head coach Scott Serralo for Loyola. He says he doesn't want to see his team give up those opportunities. It's real hard to pin any of the goals on Charlie Niego. It's not like any of those are his fault. Stevenson's gotten a few quality opportunities, and they've converted on them. That's been the difference in this game. I think he would like to see them allow almost no opportunities. It's impossible to eliminate every opportunity you can, but those high danger ones, those are the ones you want to stop that. For example, that last goal from Noster, that toe drag shot right from the slot, that's a real dangerous opportunity that you can have that's going to end up in a goal most of the time. Additionally, we'll see what type of traffic he can get in front of Ethan Weiner and want to see a rebound opportunity goal as well for them in this third period.
36-8 says the scoreboard here in terms of shots on goal in favor of the Ramblers, although the score still tied 3 apiece. We're off and running in the final period here at American Heartland Ice Arena. It'll be Stevenson control the puck first. Off the head immediately. Goodness. Look out below there. That was number 80, Dominic D'Alessandro, taking it off the mug.
We know Stevenson's willing to block shots. It looked like that one was almost not on purpose. It was going well wide, too.
That looked like it hit Gigante in the back of the helmet. He tried to duck out of the way of it. Luckily, it looked like it was a glancing blow, and he's okay.
Always glad to see when the player's all right after something like that.
A scary moment there for Kai Gigante, but the defender looks like he's fine. Skated back there all right, and we're going to get a stoppage just under a minute into the third period.
Yeah, and we get that icing call as a little bit of inadvertent interference on that pivot turn for the Stevenson defenseman. Interrupted the Loyola player. Smart play there, savvy play from the Patriots to draw that icing call, get the faceoff down in the Ramblers zone.
So in there for Stevenson, Pashenko's in the faceoff circle. Joining him is New, Vysotsky, D'Alessandro, and Varshavsky. They have to get back to stop Leishowski for Loyola. Kicks it to McCauley. Backhanded shot goes wide. Loyola will definitely not keep the pressure off. Like I said, 36-8, they lead the shots on goal. Here's what's listed on the scoreboard here. 9 shots high.
We got a good little nugget from Sam Schwartz of the SHL. Loyola's most shots this year, they outshot, oddly enough, Stevenson 54-17 in a matchup. And Loyola averages the most shots in the SHL per game so far this year as well. It's like that puck goes out of play. Big save from backup goaltender Asher Ollie to protect Chris Dubiel down there at ice level.
Safe and sound over here. It's a good spot. Got the goaltender in front of me where there isn't glass, so you can't lose.
There are no definites. I'd still keep the head on a swivel for sure.
The way the puck's flying around, don't blame you, Chris. Big hit delivered into the boards. Tingle's tied up with a Stevenson defender, and Loyola's off and running. Gall, he's got a goal tonight, wants to make it 2. Flies wide, goes to the far side. Stevenson able to trickle this one out, and talk about Loyola giving the most shots, averaging the most shots per game in the SHL. If you looked at the shots on goal without the score, you'd say, yeah, that's probably how the game would go. And you see what the goal numbers were. It's almost head-scratching, but that's just made for quite the game that we've had, quite the contest that we're sure to have the remainder of the way. Sticks flying in the slot. Stevenson controls, needing to get it out, but Loyola's forecheck pressure is relentless.
Talked about head coach Scott Stroud-Weiner, rebound goal. First few shot attempts for Loyola going over the net. On this one, missing the net. Probably not happy with that one to start for the Ramblers in the third period.
New skaters enter the ice. Gall wanted it quickly near the blue line, and now he'll skate off. Loyola defense takes over. First to act. Thought it was Kimbrough for a second. Now Kimbrough will come up and try and get it, but off the boards. Now Kimbrough does keep it in momentarily. And once again, here come the Ramblers. Henry Hoffman on that far side, 2 goals, 2 assists this season. Looking to make it 3. One-timer saved by Weiner. Rebound opportunity easily collected. Dominic D'Alessandro, we've heard his name a lot tonight. He's been one of those guys standing in the way of this nearly 40 Loyola shots on goal.
Some good play under the net there from the Ramblers to get that pass out. Finds its way to the point, get the shot, get the rebound they've been looking for, but nobody there on the doorstep for it.
Softly hit puck is frozen by Ethan Weiner. He'll be approaching 40 saves on the night, and I'm sure more is to come.
We get another look at that point shot from the goal cam straight behind. Then we also see Hoffman on that backhand opportunity. Looks like he almost just fanned on it a little bit after a nice move, a little toe drag action to the middle of the ice. Got himself to some open space, but unable to get all of that shot.
So just a few minutes gone in this third period here, which is sponsored by Glenbrook North Hockey Club. The winners win in the third period. Big hit into the boards behind the net for Loyola, and almost a shot on goal there. No call from the referees. Big hit, but I think it looked clean there, my friend.
Absolutely. Blazkowski the other way. Oh, that shot from McCauley just missed the top left corner. We get another big collision, no call. Another collision at center ice. Physical play just picking up here, Andy.
But goodness gracious, I think we said there'd be a sense of urgency. We'd see some more bodies flying and things happening. Didn't know it'd be quite like this, though, Andrew.
You usually don't see this in a tie game in the third period, the bodies flying around the way that they are, but this is fun to watch.
Dine feeds it in, goes past, and yeah, Chris, with this physicality, you got to watch yourself near the boards down there, dude.
Yeah, they're rattling in front of me.
It's what you love to see. It's just classic SHL hockey right here. Both teams fighting it out, division rivals. Who's going to come out on top? Loyola still keeping it in the zone, dominating that time on attack. Stevenson standing tall, led by Ethan Weiner in the net. Wu gets it to his right and backhands it in. We'll dump it in as we get, no, they will not get substitutions, Stevenson.
Good breakout for Loyola.
Been easily able to get off and running the other way. Gable, the captain, was deflected. Another deflection for the Patriots. Weiner gloves it. 11:54 remaining in the third.
We're still seeing Stevenson block those shots. We saw it there on the shot attempt from Gabal. Puck gets deflected up into the air, and an easy glove save for Weiner. For as fast as it's been to start this third period, still not a whole lot of opportunities. 3 shots for Loyola and 2 shots for the Patriots so far in the third period, first 4 or 5 minutes.
Something's got to give. It's the immovable object, the unstoppable force. Is it going to be the relentless offense of Loyola or this stout defense from Stevenson? We get a stoppage of play and another face-off in front of the net of Ethan Weiner. For Stevenson, you have to be encouraged, and they still look to play defense here, but the offense showing for them. They have only been averaging about 1 1/3 goals a game in their last 5 or 6 games. This is considered a pretty solid display from what we've seen from them, looking to get back with some positive momentum on the season. Right now, they have to defend the Loyola attack. Delivered hit to the boards behind the net.
So we're going to get a penalty. So we're going to get a hooking call, I believe, against the Ramblers.
Yeah, it looks like Daverman's going to get the gate. And I believe this will be the first power play here for Stevenson. They've been great on the kill today. And the power play overall this season hasn't been great for them, but man, would it be a great time to get a power play goal here and cash in.
You're spot on. This is their first power play of the game, and I think the perfect way to describe their offense so far has been opportunistic. So we'll see what they have. You can throw out all the stats that you want, but I think it's safe to say this game's been a little bit different than the average game so far.
Chris and Andrew are correct. First power play chance for the Patriots. In a bit of a topsy-turvy game, they could find themselves in a 4-3 lead if they convert on this power play. The Ramblers' defense on the penalty kill, they're successfully killing 86.4% of the time. It's good enough for third in the Scholastic Hockey League, and right now showing some physicality on that defensive end. Stevenson now keeps it in. 40 seconds gone in the power play. Shot in from D'Alejandro, easily saved. Diego seeing some action, first time in a while. Makes it look easy. Now McCauley on the other end. Stevenson's got to be careful. Short-handed goal! Oh my goodness! Connor McCauley! 4-3 in favor of the Ramblers.
What a play from Connor McCauley. He is the first Loyola Rambler as a non-senior to wear a letter for this team, and you see exactly why right there. He wins the race. He flips the puck to himself in the slot, is able to retrieve it before Weiner can go out and poke check, goes around him, and puts it into the wide open net to lift the Ramblers ahead in this one. An unbelievable shorthanded goal. Did not have that on my bingo card today, but you could just add it to this game where we've seen just about anything and everything.
Guys, could you not sense that, though, with McCauley? He just seems like he's been dangerous throughout this game, very slippery with the puck, and he finally makes it happen with that opportunity. But it just seemed like he'd been building towards a moment like that in this game.
You're right, Chris. He's been flying around all game. The puck's been on his stick. He's been controlling the play. It's no surprise at all to see him get on the score sheet with a goal there.
That flurry of moves from McCauley nets him his 4th goal of the year. And what I was going to say before McCauley gave us that wonderful backhanded chance right there, Stevenson's one kryptonite, I guess, when it comes to how solid their defense has been. They have allowed the most shorthanded goals in the league, and that number has only grown now, which is sitting at 7. We could get 8 here. Here come the Ramblers. Gable shoots, but it's saved by Weiner. 25 seconds left on this penalty kill chance.
That was nearly disastrous. It looked like it was going to be a 2-on-0, and somehow Stevenson was able to at least rush back and force Gabal to shoot that from a bad angle.
This might be icing. No, looks like it's going to get waived.
This puck will find its way to the other end as Daverman rejoins his team on the ice. So not only did Stevenson not score, but it's got to sting a little more when you let up a shorthanded goal. Now that's the 7th they've conceded this season. It's an even tougher deficit to pull themselves out of, but we said that when they were down 3-2, Andrew, and here they are sitting still in contention with just 1 goal deficit again.
Absolutely, but now the time is starting to work against them. It was a little bit different in the second period. You still got plenty of time left. We're about halfway through this third period. That could have been interference. Looks like we're not going to get a call, though.
41-9 shots on goal advantage Loyola. Got a stoppage for icing and a couple substitutions for the Ramblers, but as much as it really looks at the scoreboard that this would be pure domination, these Patriots just have a way to hang around.
Also, Sam Schwartz is reminding me right now that we got a goalie assist on that last goal, as you can give an assist to Charlie Niego on that Connor McCauley goal.
Yeah, that's a statistic you got to call out when it happens, of course. So Charlie
Absolutely.
Niego.
I know our goaltending expert, Wes Anderson, would be very excited to know that we had a goaltender assist in this game.
You just know he's watching at home and he's giddy. He's kicking his legs and everything. Goalies are people too, and they can contribute on offense.
Absolutely.
Niego with the assist there. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left on the scoreboard here at American Heartland Ice Arena. Loyola still showing some pressure. We know that they're relentless on their forecheck and their back checks, really all over the ice. We'll see if they go a little more conservative as time ticks on.
It's a great point, Andy. Let's see how defensive they get or if they want to stay out on the attack. Again, puck not able to make it for icing.
Now, Ramblers looking like they're off and running there. Blazejowski, he's had a couple good looks. Still putting the moves on, but now it's stolen away by Oshern. 2-on-2, other end. Oshern gets to his right. Wanted to pass it back to the middle, but in the crease and maybe getting a little physical with Niego there was his teammates in D'Alessandro. Stevenson getting physical. Near the goal, backhanded pass too far for Oshorn. Tyler Olson, the first goal scorer of this game, had him cutting through the middle. Oshorn again, saved into the breadbasket. And well done by Charlie Niego. Get some more extracurriculars after the whistle, but Niego's hasn't had a whole lot of chances to make saves, but he's answered the call, especially given the situation the Ramblers are in.
Kind of a wild start to this period. We have all the physical play, and now it just seems like it's been a fire drill on each side of the ice with the way that the teams have been running around. There's been chances at both ends. What's going on?
And Stevenson had almost completed a real nice tic-tac-toe play right before that chance. The puck just was too far in front of one guy walking right down the slot, but big save from Niego there. I mentioned it's real tough to stay locked in for a goaltender in a game like this.
Got to do it now with the way Stevenson's been creating. It's probably the most offense they've created since the early part of the game.
Absolutely.
Have to be careful here. Pierce Daverman charging in and almost got his stick on that with a one-on-one look with him and Weiner. And Stevenson wanted to dump it in, but goes too far for an icing call. 6:44 remaining in regulation.
Stevenson's going to make some changes. That line, despite the icing, as mentioned, had a good shift, generating a few chances there. Again, time really starting to tick away. We're under 7 minutes to go now in the third period. Probably expect to see the Stevenson defensemen start to take a few chances, try to create a little bit more plays in the rest of the game for this one.
Forecheck pressure from Loyola once again. What else is new? Ramblers reverse the course. On that far side, through the glove. Rebound chances in the nets. There's the rebounds that the Ramblers want. They now have a 2-goal lead late in this one. 5-3, Loyola.
Yeah, that puck looks like it deflected either in and out of the glove or off of the glove of Weiner, and it goes right onto the stick of Julian Gabal, the captain for this Ramblers team, who makes no mistake with it. Sees Johnny on the spot to give the Ramblers a 2-goal advantage in this one with 6.5 minutes to go.
And a bit of a funky play. That puck came out to the point. Chris Cox did a really nice job to corral a wobbling, kind of a high saucer pass. He settles the puck. Then he shoots kind of a high wobbling wrister. And Kimbrough actually ducked out of the way of it. Otherwise, it would have hit him right in the cage. And then it bounces off the glove of Weiner, creating that rebound there for Gabal. So just kind of a funny play, but Loyola sticks with it, and they find the back of the net.
And that puck, as you mentioned, was wobbling in midair on the way to Weiners. There's a big hit there on the boards.
And so unless Stevenson can muster some offense and get themselves back into this one, a very similar story to their loss against Glenbrook North last night, where they led 2-1 going into the third, but 3 third-period goals from the Spartans put the Patriots away. And right now, these 2 goals in the first half of this third period for Loyola looming large in this one.
There was another good opportunity for Olsen again at the start of this shift as he walked around the circle and was able to get off a shot.
Ramblers hungry for more. McCauley, stick is down in the center, but it's snagged. It was Radel who lost it.
Shot's going to go well wide, though.
Radel's got it back in the slot somehow. And maybe with this Loyola attack, I'll ask your guys' opinion on this. Is it almost like they're wearing down their opponents where the third period is just theirs?
I think that's absolutely a possibility. Just the amount of effort that's going to be off sides that Stevenson's had to exert to stay in this game, run around their defensive zone nonstop. I think that's definitely weighed on them as we get late in this game.
Yeah, you just see more frantic hockey out there, and you start to see that when players are getting tired, the puck kind of gets thrown around, the decision-making isn't as on point, but you just got to stick with it. Both teams at the end of a back-to-back this weekend.
I believe that puck was deflected. We should get a switch up on this ice, but you are spot on, though, Chris. I'm sorry to interrupt. It is the back-to-back on this one as well that you got to weigh on this. It's tough. It's tough on these players. It's a tough situation, but it's the type of thing that you have to find a way to dig deep enough to battle for.
4 minutes, 52 seconds remaining in this GBN third period. Make sure you stick with us after the final whistle, folks. We're going to have our post-game interview with a player from the winning team, brought to you by Loyola Academy Hockey Club, a tradition of excellence.
So we get the officials in the orange bands are able to overrun that icing call. So the puck did deflect off a Stevenson player.
Wu with a chance, but he's knocked down by Daverman. Wu found some open real estate, but that Loyola defense shut it down immediately.
Almost a couple of turnovers there from Loyola. Now Stevenson able to force it.
Ramblers cannot be careless with the puck if they hope to hold on to this 2-goal lead as time ticks away in the third. Dwyer dumps it in. Both teams will keep the same personnel for now. Fighting over on the board, skaters from both teams. Delicandro snagged it. Now it's Hoffman turning around and falling behind the net. Redirect goes wide. There to collect is number 36 of Loyola, Thomas. Stevenson seem to be playing their game. Nick Thomas keeps it in. One-timer goes wide.
Absolutely the shift Loyola is looking for, keeping that puck deep in the Stevenson zone, just eating away at time. Great keep there.
Still keeping it in, churning away more time, and now it starts to be decision time as we'll glance over towards the Stevenson bench as we get more time off the clock on if and when they will pull Ethan Weiner out of the net.
Well, the first thing they got to do is be able to get the puck out of their zone. As they have not really had any sort of possession outside of their zone for the last minute and a half to even have a chance to get their goaltender pulled.
As Andrew says, that's really been the story of the game. It's Loyola having most of the time on attack, and a majority of the shots in this game is that puck flies into the Stevenson bench.
Pretty nice grab there as well.
Saw that there. We thought it was going to be the goalie who was protecting you, Asher Ali, at the beginning. Now we got a player on the Stevenson bench.
That was William Tompkins, as I could identify the 27 on his helmet. Nice grab there.
Maybe a little bit of baseball in his background.
Got to have good hands to play hockey. Maybe you're not always catching things, but
absolutely
got to hold on that stick.
The hand-eye for sure.
We're now under 3 minutes remaining in regulation. Loyola still holding on to a 5-3 lead with 2 goals early in this third period.
Good play there from Gabal just to redirect that, get it in deep. Now he gets on the forecheck.
Pressure on the forecheck. Name of the game for Loyola.
Looks like we got some helmets stuck together.
I believe that's exactly what we have over there on the far side. That's Gabal of Loyola, and I think that is number 80, Dominic D'Alessandro of
Kimbrough. I believe it was Kimbrough.
Jaden Kimbrough, number 87, excuse me. I guess it's never a dull moment in the Scholastic Hockey League, gentlemen.
No, and if there's a game for that to happen for where two guys' helmets get stuck together, 100% it would be this game. We're crossing all the boxes in the bingo card. Everything that you think can happen is happening.
I was going to say, I think you not only have the diagonals, you have the whole picture frame right now, Andrew.
At this point, I think so.
2 minutes, 20 seconds left. More time ticking away as Loyola just has their way on this forecheck. Honestly, probably 80% of the game has been spent with them on the forecheck, showing pressure, trying to get shots on goal, and it's just playing directly into the strategy laid out by their coach, Scott Serralo. But now Stevenson, what can they do in a last-gasp effort by Satski? Goalie still in net. We'll see if and when they pull Weiner. But with Loyola with the puck back,
So we're going to
might not
get
do it yet.
coincidental penalties here.
You know, we're talking about all the weird things that have been happening in this game. When's the last time, or if this has ever happened in the SHL, they had a goalie goal and an assist? You know, if Stevenson pulls the goaltender, maybe Niego gets a chance to fire the puck down the net. He's already got an assist to his name. A multi-point game for a goaltender, that would be something.
That is, I don't know if that's ever happened in the SHL. We'd have to do some research on that one. But what a game that would be for a goaltender. If he could have multi-point night, first of all, is a rarity, but to have a goal and an assist would be almost unheard of.
I'm sure Charlie Trapp, the goalie who started last night for Loyola, would probably feel happy for his counterpart, but also a little upset that, hey, I want to get some skin in the game too.
The goalies love getting their points. I've never seen a goalie find out that he gets an assist and shrug it off. I can tell you that.
We did have a penalty on both teams at that last stoppage. Dominic D'Alessandro enters the box for Stevenson,
as well as Chris Cox.
Chris Cox of the Ramblers. Time continuing to come off the clock here, playing exactly into Loyola's favor.
You got a minute to play now.
Yeah. We're unsure. We said if it's decision time for Stevenson to pull the goalie, they might not even get a chance to, with Loyola just capitalizing on every chance and holding onto that puck for really dear life, just to make sure they don't give up this lead.
No, yeah. Again, here they keep it in again. Just struggling to break that puck out of the zone are the Patriots. Now they're going to get an opportunity. Looks like we're not going to see the goaltender head to the bench, though.
Nice set of moves from Stevenson. That's going to fly all the way around as we're under 30 seconds remaining. One last line change for the Ramblers, and they'll play one more set of defense here. Play this one out. Most likely, that is. Noster's got a goal tonight. Wanted to make it 2, but back in the hands of Loyola. Hoffman had it, and now that puck's out of the zone. Hoffman will throw it towards the goal, but the horn sounds. Final score here from American Heartland Ice Arena. Loyola takes down Stevenson by a score of 5-3. What a back-and-forth game. So many different things happening, storylines for both teams. But Loyola, who we thought was the better team, comes out on top.
Yeah, they get the 2-0 win in the third period to get the win today, pick up a very important 2 points. And what really was a hard-fought game. The shots may have not indicated it, but times were tense for Loyola. They couldn't execute on the power play. As soon as they got the lead, they gave it right back to get to a tied game. They had to regroup for this third period, and they came out. They played a great third period, really eliminating almost all of Stevenson's chances, getting both of those goals. It's exactly what head coach Scott Serralo had to be looking for. And on the second night of a back-to-back, something very important to build off of.
So standing by for our Loyola Academy interview is our man on the ice, Chris Dubio, standing by with Julian Gabal.
Julian, a really hard-fought game here with Stevenson today, but you guys were relentless all day. How do you accomplish that? You just seem to have the ice tilted so much.
Yeah, I mean, just preparation from the start of the game. I mean, boys dug ourselves a big hole at the start. We know that these 2 points matter just as much as the points against Green or Viator, so we had to bear down and get a dub today, yeah.
You get contributions from up and down the lineup, and it just seems like it's your team's identity to just attack in waves. You can get scoring from any line up and down the lineup. Is that fair to say about your team?
Yeah, I mean, defense, offense, I think we all can make contributions. I mean, us as offense try getting the D as much into the play as possible. I mean, worked out today, so clearly, yeah.
Thanks, Julian. Congrats on the win.
Chris Dubiel, everybody, our man on the ice. So Loyola with the victory improves to 10-5 in the Scholastic Hockey League. Stevenson falls to 3-17. Interesting set of games coming up for both teams. But, I mean, what else can you say about what we saw from both of these squads here tonight, really showing their strengths and maybe other team capitalizing on the other's weaknesses?
Yeah, we saw a very opportunistic Stevenson team, a team that had lots of fight, that didn't give up, that hung in there, got out to a great start, and did everything they could to try to win that game. It just didn't end up going their way. From a Loyola team, we really saw their fight. They got punched in the mouth not once, but twice early on. That didn't change their game plan. That didn't change their energy on the bench. They stuck with it. They came back, and they got a very important 2 points that they need in the standings.
And with that, Andrew, I think that's going to wrap it up, unless you got anything else for our SHL fans out there. As a former player, I'll give you the spotlight when it comes to that.
Not much. It's just a great time of the year right now. Hockey really starting to pick it up, heading towards that break that a lot of teams get, but then right after the playoffs will be right around the corner, and that's the most exciting time of the year without a doubt.
I think that's well said, and that's going to wrap it up for us here on SHL Network. Thank you for tuning in to the SHL Game of the Week right here. For Chris Dubiel, Andrew Rubin, I'm Andy Diedrich saying so long. We will see you next time.